Hi, welcome to the Coffee Chat Show here on Buzzin Pattaya, the show where we talk about things that are happening right here, right now, as general news, tips, information and advice. Now, welcome back to part 2. Dean, how you doing, my man?
Excellent, thanks, Trev.
Are you looking good? Look like you haven't even been anywhere. Man, what's going on out there? It's bucketing down.
A little bit of rain.
I mean, part 1, we joked about it because it was okay, but that is like it's proper monsoon, and like, I'm on my bike.
It'll be all right.
Oh man.
Bike's clean.
Well, it is clean now. Yeah, I need to get a canoe. Now, in part 1, if you didn't see part 1, have a look down below in the description. I'll put the link to part 1 where Dean explained about how he went from London, from Croydon to Crystal Palace, over to Australia, and now here in Thailand, in Pattaya, and more importantly, right now, we are in Sio Chiyapoon.
We are.
So, question has to be, he's like, oh really, here we go. The question has to be that we came here not intending to be a bar owner, not intending to be running a bar in Sio Chiyapoon. What went wrong?
Wow.
Because here we are.
Just temptation got the better of me.
Yeah.
I miss it. You know, I do love this business, and I love being around people. And I just thought, why not give it a go?
Fair play. So let me go back in time then. So first of all, because I think this will be really interesting for people. First of all, you sat down, you thought, right, let's go and get a bar. Mm-hmm. How did you go about finding your bar in the first place?
Well, I mean, you've got all the sites for sale sites. Plus, you know, obviously I get out and about a lot as well, so you hear stories about bars for sale. And, you know, this particular one here was called the Infinity Bar. Do you remember?
Okay. Yeah, I do, yeah.
A guy called Dan had it. It was okay. And it was for sale, I think, originally. They wanted a lot for it. And of course, COVID came along and the prices, like so many places, went down. And I thought, well, you know, now it's a very fair price. And that was the inspiration behind it. Sio Chiyapoon, I thought, lovely location, not bang in the middle, but close enough.
So you just walked around looking around?
Yeah, I mean, you do, don't you? I mean, I know the area pretty well anyway.
Yeah.
I've drunk in most of the bars at some point or another, and this one, the size was good. I love the high ceiling.
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big bar.
Yeah.
It's only a double, but it feels bigger.
Yeah. And in terms of this bar, was this the only bar you looked at, or did you find other bars as well that you were considering?
This was the only one I was serious about, put it that way. There was one or two others that I liked the look of, but either the price was too high or there was some other reason. But this was the one that came along. It's like, yes, just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've come to this bar, you've seen the owner, the previous owner, you've negotiated your prices, etc., and you're happy with what you've both agreed. In terms of time span, how quickly does that transaction take place before you actually get the keys and it's like, hey, this is ours?
Oh, Thailand, things can happen in a matter of minutes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I actually had to sort of put the brakes on it because I think he wanted literally, you know, money here, keys there, bye-bye.
Wow.
But I sort of put the brakes on it and dragged it out for about, you know, to the end of the month, I think.
Yeah.
So it was a few weeks.
So once you got the keys, did you sit in here and think, what are we doing?
Absolutely. What the hell have I done?
So I suppose one of the questions I have to ask you is because unlike back in Australia and back in the UK, there is no element of the girls aspect that we've got here.
No.
Right. So you've not only like gone from London to Australia to here and now you found yourself in your comfort zone as such.
Yeah.
You're also really out your comfort zone because you're now dealing with a whole new, you know, ball game. How did that work?
It's a steep learning curve. Yeah, it's different. You know, I mean, hospitality is hospitality. You know, like in a day, customers go where they want to go. They choose. The girls, obviously, people give me tips and hints, but really, at the end of the day, they're their own boss. You know, they don't really work for you. They work within your building for themselves.
Yeah.
But you know, you can become friends with them, or at least you know, a good relationship with them, and I believe that they're going to be okay. They're good girls to work with. Yeah.
How hard was it to adjust to like working with staff back in Australia and England where you can say, right, I want you to do this, to now going, could you please do that? Like sometime today if you get a chance?
To be honest with you, it's the same. You know, treat your staff well. You know, you've got to be nice to them. You know, be kind, be polite, and you ask them, you don't tell them.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I've interacted with a few of you girls here because we've done like the fitness challenge, we've done the bag challenge, and you know, got some really good girls. So you've also got someone that I would say is probably one of the nicest but fiercest women I've ever met in beer.
Yeah,
and beer, if you watch it, I love you really, I'm only joking. Yeah. But beer, she's just like so funny because, I mean, when I did that fitness change, she was just like the beast master. T, do this, T, do that. I'm like, flipping out, I'm trying. How important is it to have a Mamasan, and how is your relationship important with your Mamasan?
It's crucial. I mean, she is the link. I mean, basically the way it should work, or what I've been told and what I've learned really, is that, rather than me telling the girls what to do or asking them what to do, you should always go through the Mamasan. Basically, she works for you and she looks after the girls, and it's better to keep it like that. Yeah.
And with regards to beer, I mean, is she fun to work with? Because she seems a bit like, I'm worried about her, she scares me.
She loves it, I think she enjoys the job. I made it clear from the start that, if we do well, she does well. And she's grown into it. I mean, I don't think she was actually a Mamasan, or I say manageress, really, before. But so she started off, and I sort of said, well, look, do you want to be the manageress? Do you want to sort of take charge? And she's like, sure. And we went from there.
You've been from there. So I know right now is a very difficult time to ask you, but in terms of back in the day, I mean, how many girls would you have working here?
Every bar's different, but in an ideal world, I think once COVID's done and dusted, I think we're going to need at least 20. 20?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got about 12 at the moment.
Have you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's it. 20 girls. That's good, because I mean, the bar's big as well, which I like about it. And like you said, with your high ceiling, that really is, I like this. It's a good layout. Yeah, it's a good layout. But to have 20 girls plus all your customers plus you guys, that's a busy environment.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could easily hold 50 people, but you only need, if you've got, say, 20 girls, they're not all going to be there at the same time anyway. They're going to have some on the missing list, some days off. You know what it's like. So if you've got 10 good spending farangs, 20 girls is what you need.
Yeah. How's your Thai?
Rubbish.
Well, you need to be able to understand what they're saying.
It's better that I don't.
I can relate to that. Yeah, I must admit. I mean, I've got a pretty good hold on the language, so of course, I can understand what they're saying. I'm like, you shouldn't be saying that. Come on.
I did sort of have the intention to learn it, and then you just, once you try and learn a few bits, and you say what you learn, so a little phrase or something short, and you say it perfectly, and they look at you like you've got two heads.
Yeah, but you know why?
Because they don't expect it.
Because they're not expecting it. So of course, when you're conversing in English and then suddenly you throw in a Thai word, they're like, what English word is that?
Because their brain can't flick between the two.
I don't get that. What is it? So you either go full Thai or full English, but don't like try and interact the two, because they will look at you and go, hello, and you're like, I am saying what I'm saying.
Well, I think when it comes to learning a language, I think you've got to be young. I mean, the brain, once you get... I don't know.
I didn't learn it till I was over 50.
Really?
Yeah. Well, no, actually, that's a lie. So I was about 46.
Well, you did well.
Yeah, 40. I read and write and everything. So yeah, all good. But anyway, enough about that. So the dive bar. Talk to me about the concept. What's the concept of dive bar?
Look, it's a bar. I mean, if I could put two words, it'd be a fun bar.
A fun bar. Okay.
A fun bar. But people say, are you a gentleman's club? Are you a bar? Well, we're kind of both.
Okay.
I mean, I say we're more gentleman's club than we are bar, but that doesn't mean to say we're not a bar.
Yeah.
So you can come in, just have a beer, laugh, and we have sport on, but we don't really focus on the sport. But we've got TVs, we've got the package, so we'll have it on, and then of course you've got good music we play, and pretty girls.
Well, you say about the concept of the gentleman's bar or a bar, but you've got a closed front here, haven't you?
Yes.
So I guess that does help you, because one of the things that people have sort of like tending to lean towards now, I don't know, it's been a bit of a weird, we're going like full circle, because back in the day, it was all open bars.
Yes.
Then it was closed bars,
yes.
Like Soy 6, the environment was all closed, etc. Then it went back to open bars, and now people are leaning again towards a closed bar environment.
I believe more closed bars will come. I think it's more personal, the air conditioning is handy as well. I think there's going to be two kinds of bars. You've got your outdoor beer bars, and then you'll have your sort of gentleman clubby bars like this.
Yeah.
Look at Soy Boomerang, all closed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's not an open bar in there, is
No.
it? It's just, and what a great Soy that is, and literally just down the road from you.
I love it, yeah.
So you're here now, you've got yourself into the bar industry, you've got the girls, you've got your Mamasan, you've got everything in place. What's been your biggest headache?
Whenever you open a new business, the first year is usually the hardest.
Yeah.
It's been a year now, but of course we've only been open a few months. I think it's just allowing yourself to relax a little bit. You know, once you sort of get over the stress and the worry of, you know, is the business going to succeed? Is it going to fail? You know, am I doing it right? You know, have I got it all wrong? Once you get beyond that and you become comfortable within yourself in the business, life becomes good.
Yeah, I think that's an important part. You've got to balance it, haven't you? You've got to have a good balance, otherwise you'll end up being a workaholic or not doing enough as what you should do, and then of course you then pay the price ultimately.
Well, the killer here in Thailand, of course, is that, you know, us Farangs, we can't work. You know, we cannot work. You know, when I had the businesses in other countries, you know, you could be in the business working 12 hours a day, and of course you don't drink because you're working. You know, you might jump behind the bar, you're running around. Here, what are you supposed to do? Just sit down, and then what happens?
Well, yeah, you've got to get yourself a work permit, and you know that's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
I don't want one. I've got the retirement visa.
Yeah.
Basically, my attitude is I use this as a pub that I love to drink in.
Well, beer will take care anyway.
That's the plan.
She'll be out there cracking that whip like she's been doing.
That's the plan.
Oh, damn. So, people looking at this video now that are thinking, you know what, I'd always dreamed of opening a bar here. I'd love to do that. I mean, what would be your words of wisdom to someone? Would you say, listen, just grab yourself by the balls and have a go, or would you say, do you know what, there's a lot more to it? I mean, looking back, what would you say?
The question I'd ask them is, what do you want out of it?
Okay.
You know, if you think it's going to be all happy days, sitting around with your mates every day, maybe it can be like that, but it's not quite that straightforward.
Yeah.
You know, I would say, go to lots of bars, just sit in them, talk to bar owners, just get as much information as you can, and then make a decision, is it for you?
You mentioned something there which is a really, really good point, and I want to ask this question. You said about drinking. So you've got your customer base, which I'm guessing is a lot of regulars as well as a lot of tourists in normal time when things open.
I hope so.
How hard is it when you're sitting there, when people come in and say, oh, Dean, how you doing? Let me get you a beer.
Just say yes.
But how many times can you say yes before it's yes? Before it's, oh, he's asleep over there on the sofa.
Again, we're only open a short while, but what I used to say is like, you know, I'm not going to have my first beer till say 8 o'clock.
Right, okay.
So if someone says have a beer, just say, oh, no, I'm good, thanks.
And do you stick to that?
Can.
You sure?
No.
No. That's the fear factor, isn't it? Like people come in, come on, mate, have a beer. Oh man, it's only 4 o'clock. Yeah, because they're on holiday.
Just one.
And you're there, like, you know, you've got the whole night shift to go.
That's the problem.
So, you mentioned about like the balance. I mean, do you get much time away from it? I mean, I know right now it's a difficult question because obviously the situation we're currently under, but in terms of like when you were open, did you find you had much free time?
It sounds terrible, but when I had free time, I'll generally be going around other bars.
Okay.
You know, to see how they're doing. And at the moment, especially with COVID, it's important to have a good rapport with other bar owners. You know, you need to be kind of known a little bit. And also, it's a funny thing, if you see people out on the street and they see you, they wave, and it puts it in their mind, oh, I'll go to the dive bar. So you have to be kind of out and about as well. You can't be the sort of owner who just sort of hides at home. You've got to be social.
I see on the corner over there, you've got a pool table.
Yes.
It is a little bit of something that's close to my heart. I mean, are you decent?
Not really.
No,
not really.
What about the girls?
One or two of them are pretty good.
Are they?
Yes.
So if we've got some guys out there, fancy a game, come in?
Well, that's what I like. I mean, I love the fact we've got room for the pool table. So the idea is, you know, if a guy just on his own wanders in, first thing he can do is have a game of pool with one of the girls. Yeah. You know, and the girls play amongst each other, but they know if a customer wants to play, they jump off. Yeah. And let the customer crack on, and it's just a lovely way to spend an afternoon. So who's the best girl you got here that plays pool? Oh, wow. Best pool player? Let me think now. Who do you reckon? Who do you reckon's got the best cue action? I put him on the spot. No, there's a few of them that are half decent. Is beer any good? No. Oh, damn. I wanted to come in and rinse her because she does me on that flipping fitness thing. I was coming in and just thrash her. But she'll play. Yeah, excellent. Well, there you go. So, guys, if you'd like a game of pool, come down, have a crack, and have a game with the girls. So, again, like we got the situation now where where everything's obviously closed, sadly. I mean, what's your vision moving forward? Where do you see things relaxing enough that will give you the opportunity to fulfill what you're trying to set out to do? It's $1 million question, isn't it? I mean, I've thrown my crystal ball in the bin because I don't know, but I would love to see tourists this year. This year? End of this year, I'd love to. Yeah, I think it's a fair shout. I mean, I don't think we can keep like where we are forever. Obviously, it has to give. Yeah. And I think obviously we won't touch about Walking Street. It's been flogged to death now.
But I do think that this is the place to be. I think this is the one where you're going to look around and people will come here. I really do.
This side's great because it is a real mixture. You know, you got the massages, you got all kinds of different bars. You know, there's no two bars here that are kind of the same.
Yeah.
You know, so you can come along here and just take your pick.
Yeah, and of course you've got Dave at Canterbury Tales.
He does well, doesn't he?
He's a lad, isn't he? I love it. He's a great lad.
Yeah.
I was chatting to him the other day. He's just, and we're obviously raining right now. It's pouring with rain. So guys, if you're not here, don't worry. You're not missing out. It's absolutely lashing down. But he's raised all his books up off the floor, so the water can come in now.
Oh, well, I know one girl I know's got a little bar down there, and she said she was about 6 inches deep in water the other day. I mean, we're fine here. We must be about that much higher than the other end of the soil because we just got away with it.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
So, what kind of music do you play here?
Mixture. It's sort of a lot of fun music. You know, like dancey, you know, poppy, you know, rocky, but it's all high tempo music. So it's not, you know, dull.
Yeah. So So no hip hop.
Not really. No.
No.
It's you know, it's music. It sounds selfish, but it's music that I like. But I've always known with bars, you go in a bar and there's some depressing ballad on, it just makes you want to walk out the door. You know?
Yeah, I can kind of get that.
I think I was told about 30 years ago. I think I read someone about bars, and someone said, look, you know, when you have music and you have gaps, you know, like you've got one song finishes and there's like a 10-second gap to the next song starts, or it's a really slow intro or something like that. People they subconsciously finish their beer and they go. You know, if the music flows, people stay. It's just like, it's a weird thing.
So you're at the computer now. You're about to put the next song on. What would be your favourite track you put on? Because I know you like your music. So come on.
You put me on the spot.
I'm not going to make it easy for you all the way. Come on, you're at the keyboard now, and you're ready to type in the song that you think. It's a good atmosphere. There's lots going on. What song would you pick now to lift it up?
Something that appeals to everyone. You could do a Pitbull or Rihanna or anything.
Not Hotel California.
Absolutely not. If I hear that song again, I'm going to top myself.
It gets played in every single bar you go.
It's depressing.
Walk in, you can hear the first few chords. You're thinking, here we go again. It's Hotel California. So, with regards to the bar, I mean, you mentioned about the gentleman's sort of aspect of it. I mean, will you focus more on that side, or how will you sort of develop the bar? What are your future plans?
I think it'll find its own level. I mean, the hard work's done, the renovation's done, the layout's done, everything's done. I want a bar really where a guy or guys can come in here, get some company with a girl, enjoy the drinks, enjoy the bar, have a great afternoon. It's all about people enjoying their time. Yeah,
definitely. And what I will do, guys, I'm not going to do it now because it's unfair on the bar here, but I will come back later on and do some photos and videos when things are back to normal, because I don't want to do it now because stools on top of each other, etc. That's an unfair judgment on the bar because it doesn't really look like it. But of course, right now we're
Yeah, I did put out a little video on YouTube. We just sort of walked around the bar and showed it. It's probably a few posts down now, but if anyone just really fancy having a look, they can, and they'll see what kind of a bar it is.
And that's on Facebook?
Facebook, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put the link down below and you can have a look at that, and we'll do that. And then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll do one of my kind of videos, and we'll put that in our...
with some girls in it, hopefully, yeah.
Well, I hope so. I don't really want to video you.
Oh, no, no disrespect. I'll be hiding, mate.
I mean, future-wise now, obviously we're looking at, you're saying about the COVID being finished and done by sort of like Christmas time. When you're going to open up, I mean, do you have any like real plans in terms of like, right, we're going to focus on this date for this event or this day? I mean, do you have a lot of things in plan?
It's good to take advantage of girls' birthdays.
Yes.
You can throw a party, get some food, put it out there. Those are good days. We had a few when we were open and they were the best nights we had. Then I'll probably do sort of like deals on certain days on the booze, for example. Just see how it goes. But most people just want to come in a bar, I think, and it's nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you're here, you're in the bar scene, you've had a crack at it now, albeit very temporarily because of obviously the situation we're under.
Yeah.
The question has to be, looking back, would you do it all again?
Yes.
Would you?
Yeah.
Same location?
I think so.
Same style?
Again, it's easy to sit here and say, oh, maybe I would have put that table over there, but it's kind of done now and that's it, no more.
Yeah. But you'd definitely do it again?
Yes.
He's like... Well, me,
What's the alternative? I mean, it's for me, there's no other business I would want to be in. So I'm going to do anything. It's going to be this kind of business, and we'll see how it goes. You know, if I can do this for 5 or 10 years, that'll be lovely.
One of the questions I want to ask you is, and before we finish on, it's been brilliant listening to you. I loved all this information. And one question I want to get my head around is, you have to have at some stage or other customers coming in that you think, oh my Lord, you know, you might be too drunk, or you might be a bit boisterous or whatever. I mean, not just here, but in your whole lifestyle, you've encountered hundreds of these kind of people.
You wouldn't believe, yeah.
I mean, how do you deal with that situation?
I mean, obviously Pattaya's slightly different. It's a party town. But, you know, barring people back in England was common.
Yeah.
You know, for anything, you know. But, you know, there's a simple rule. You know, I always say to people, look, enjoy yourself as much as you like, do whatever you want, until you start adversely affecting other customers.
Okay.
Then you've got to go.
Okay.
You know, so if you're carrying on like an idiot, but you're not offending anyone, you're not upsetting anyone, fine. But if you're not, you know, spoiling someone else's experience, then you've got to go.
Yeah. What's the worst thing you've seen here?
In Pattaya?
Yeah. Where you think, not just in here, but in general, when you look around and think, if this was my bar, that dude would be straight out that door.
I think most people are well behaved, you know. I mean, how many times have you seen someone who's really out of order?
Over the 10 years, I've seen a fair few, where you know there's been like police called and stuff and like that. Admittedly, considering that there's so many bars here, so many clubs here, so many opportunities to go out and indulge. Yeah. You are right. There's not that many. No. There are some, but not that many. When you take that back to, like, say, the UK, where they might have a city might have, say, like 10 bars or 10 boozers, and then there's problems. They go from bar to bar to bar, and you're working on the door. You're like, fella, you're not coming in. Oh, wait. Go away.
Well, it's the usual thing, innit? I'm going to burn your pub down.
I'll be back when you're sleeping.
Absolutely.
Really? Okay.
But I'll tell you what, Australia, that's very rare.
Really?
Yep. In England, it was common. In Australia, very rare. And here, again, in Touchwood, never seen it.
Brilliant.
Never.
Brilliant. So you sleep nice and tight at night?
Yeah. Maybe.
Listen, my friends, it's been fantastic. I've absolutely loved this. It's been great. Thank you so much for sharing all your information.
Thanks,
it's been brilliant. Guys, get in touch with Dean. I'll put the link to the Facebook.
I've joined your Discord group.
Oh, there you go. He's on. What's your name on our Discord?
Good Times.
Good. Well, that's lame, isn't it? It's got to be the dive bar.
No, it's got the little logo.
Oh, is it?
The logo in the picture, avatar, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I haven't seen that, and I only run the thing.
I did it 10 minutes before you got here.
Oh, well, that's fair, Shay. At least you're honest. Yeah. Anyway, guys, jump on Discord, have a chat with Dean. You know, talk about the bar and the girls, etc. And when things do resume back to new normal, I will come in, take a full set of photos for you, so you can see the girls, and we'll do a video, etc. So you can come in there. Don't forget your card and come and get your shot. And all
welcome to a shot.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you think you're decent, let me know, and I'll even come in and have a game of pool with you. And the winner can make the loser upstairs on that TRX thing you call it with beer. Trust me, you don't want to lose. She's battered me, flipping it. Dean, it's been a pleasure, my man.
Thanks
Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much. Guys, that's it from us today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please remember to hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we bring out a new video. Check out our members area. As I said before, you know, coming to places like the dive bar here in Sio Chiyapoon and show your ID card. With your first beer, you get a free shot. And if you go to 10 bars, you've got 10 shots. And trust me, they are going to make you have a happy evening, I suppose. We'll call it happy evening. And that's it. And jump on our Discord and have a chat with Dean. He's there, and I'm sure he'll answer all the questions for you. All right, that's it from us, guys. Thank you very much indeed for watching. It's been a pleasure. And as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.